Welcome to EPG Pathsala. Myself, Dr. Arvind Kumar Sharma from Department of Library and Information Science, MLB, Government College of Excellence, Gwalior. The present module is associated with the public library scenario in Canada under the paper Public Library. The present module presents the overall scenario and development of public libraries in Canada. Canada has 10 provinces and 3 territories. It covers all the 10 provinces and 3 territories. Module 31 Public Libraries Scenario in Canada. Canada being an advanced nation and society, state and local authorities there paid due attention for establishing and funding libraries. In Canada, the beginning of the public library system can be traced back as 1779 when Governor Frederick Haldimand established a library in Quebec City. This library was the first subscription library, and this Haldimand's library was merged with the Literary and Historical Society of Quebec. Some small libraries associated with the religious institutions, rich and powerful families were there by that time, but the concept of general public libraries had not taken place. The concept of free public libraries came into existence later. The membership were given without consideration of class or religion. In Canada, the first such public library was founded in 1796 in Montreal. Many libraries were established in 1800, like at King's College, Nova Scotia and Niagara. Canada's provinces and territories have distinct demographic, cultural and economic characteristics. The development of public libraries has been shown as a result of the vast spread and diversity of the country. There are 10 provinces in Canada, namely British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, Labrador. There are 3 territories in Canada, namely Yukon Territory, Northwest Territories and Nunavut. In the British Columbia province, the Library Act has 6 parts: introductory provisions, municipal libraries, regional libraries, district public library associations, general and transitional provisions. British Columbia Library Act has 5 types of libraries, namely municipal libraries, regional libraries, district public library associations, integrated public library systems and federated public library systems. The provincial government provided per capita grants to the public library system as per municipal contribution. The grant depends on municipal contribution. Alberta Public Library Act was passed in March 15, 1907. This act celebrated 100 years in March 2007. Under this act, libraries may charge annual fee from users. There are municipal libraries, community libraries, library systems and federations. Library boards receives community development grants and flat grants. The government of Alberta provides grants to municipal and library system boards. In Saskatchewan, public libraries are established and controlled by the Public Libraries Acts and Libraries Corporation Act. There are local libraries, regional library systems, the Northern Library System. There is a provision for a provincial funding pool. Public library receive funding from levies paid by the municipalities and grants from the provincial government. Manitoba. The Public Library Act provides a legal framework for libraries in the Manitoba province. The public library services ensure that all Manitobans should have access to the public library services. There are municipal libraries, regional libraries and federations, and there is a provision of matching provincial per capita grants. Ontario Public Library Act provides a legal framework to ensure free and equitable access to public libraries in Ontario province. There are public libraries, union libraries and county libraries. There are provisions for provincial operating grants, municipal grants and First Nation library grants. Public Library Acts empowers the municipalities to establish public library boards. Public libraries are governed by these public library boards. There is no legislation in the Quebec province and there is no public library boards and trustees. Major libraries of Quebec's province are Bibliothèque de Laval, Grande Bibliothèque de Quebec, Institut Canadien de Quebec, Longueuil Public Libraries Network, Montreal Public Libraries Network. New Brunswick province, there is a provision of 70% provincial funding and 30% municipal funding. Public library services are regulated by New Brunswick Public Library Act. New Brunswick Public Library Services is responsible for management and public library services. New Brunswick. NBPLS has a provincial office and 5 regional offices. NBPLS provides various services with the help of the 63 public libraries and 3 book mobiles. In Prince Edward Island province, the effective public library services are established under the Authority of Public Library Act. There are public library and district libraries. In Nova Scotia province, an attempt has been made by Father James J. Tompkins to establish public library services in Nova Scotia province. Libraries Act 1937 was a milestone in the history of the public library system in Nova Scotia. There are municipal libraries and regional library systems. There is a provision of provincial and municipal funding. Regional library boards look after the library services and responsible for making rules and regulations for public library. Since 1996, all branch library provides internet access to the public. Newfoundland. Under the Public Library Act, the Provincial Information and Library Resource Board is responsible for the services of all public library in Newfoundland and Labrador. There is a provision of provincial funding. There is a network of 96 public libraries. These libraries are administered through 4 divisions, namely Western, Newfoundland and Labrador Division, Central Division, Eastern Division and Provincial Resource Division. Yukon Territory. Yukon Public Library are units of the Department of Community Services of the Government of Yukon. Yukon Territory Public Library Act 1987 and Regulation 1988 discuss the powers and duties of community library boards. There is a central library in Whitehorse and 14 community branches which fulfill the information needs of the Yukoners. Northwest Territory Library Act 2009 provides a legal framework to the rights of the library users and the powers of library authorities. Territorial and municipal governments jointly provide funding to public library system in NWT. NWT Public Library Services are a unit of education, operations and development under the Department of Education, Culture and Employment. In 2010, there were 15 public libraries. Nunavut, Northwest Territories. Northwest Territories Public Library Services is a unit of education operations and department under the Department of Education, Culture and Employment, Government of Northwest Territories, and under the direction of the territorial librarian provide public library services to all the residents of Northwest Territories. Nunavut. Nunavut is the largest and newest territory in Canada. It was separated from Canada in 1999. Nunavut Public Library Services serves the community of the territory of Nunavut. NPLS receives funding from Department of Culture, Language, Elders and Youth. It also receives funding for projects from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, to Community Access Program, ABC Canada Literacy Foundation, etc. Canadian Library Association (CLA) was founded in 1946. It incorporated under the Companies Act on November 26, 1947. It is a not-for-profit, voluntary and national organization for library community in Canada. Association is governed by an elected council and board of directors. It promotes library activities in Canada, seeks for public support for the development of libraries. Canada Library Association has 5 divisions, namely CACUL, Canadian Association for College and University Libraries; CASL, Canadian Association for School Libraries; CAPL, Canadian Association of Public Libraries; CASLIS, Canadian Association of Special Libraries and Information Services; CITA, Canadian Library Trustees Association. Apart from these divisions, CLA also has various interest groups. There are now 19 such interest groups working in the various fields to interact on common issues. It organizes conferences, seminars, workshops and webinars to connect professionals for sharing their views. Canadian Association of Public Libraries (CAPL) was founded in June 1972. A division of Canadian Library Association, CAPL has various committees such as CAPL Nominating Committee, CAPL Broadart Outstanding Public Library Service Award Committee, the Bursary Committee, Continuing Education Committee, Public Libraries Building Capacity Committee, Communications Committee. CAPL works through these committees. CAPL gives various awards such as CAPL and Broadart Outstanding Public Library Service Award, Books of the Year for Children Award and Amelia Frances Howard Given Illustrators Award. CAPL has some notable publications to its credit. Now, challenges before public libraries in Canada. The public library system in Canada faces a number of challenges such as need for changing fee for library cards, paucity of funds, low population density, non-availability of internet in remote and rural areas. Public libraries are the backbone of democratic values. Public libraries are the institutions which protects and enrich democratic processes in society. Public library today face challenges from different corners. In Canada, libraries are playing an important role in promotion of digital literacy, career development and access to technology in distant places.